Good morning, everyone. September 17th, 2018. I'm Eric. Lindsey Graham's curious question to Judge Kavanaugh on military tribunals for U.S. citizens. This is coming from the D.C. Clothesline, as you can see, and it was written by Dr. Ewan. And out of all the people in politics, I'd say that Lindsey Graham is probably one of my least favorite. I don't really have a favorite, but I put him at the very bottom of the barrel, along with John McCain. Dare I speak ill of the dead? And I do. The Trump White House insider, who calls himself Q, has repeatedly posted about military tribunals and sealed indictments, now numbering an extraordinary 40,483 as of June 30th, 2018. I'm not sure I believe that. I mean, I haven't seen the indictments with my own eyes. I have seen mine. I have some, but I haven't seen any of these 40,000 plus. Military tribunals in the United States are military courts designed to try members of enemy forces during wartime, operating outside the scope of conventional criminal and civil proceedings. And the judges are military officers, and they fulfill the role of jurors. Lindsey Graham, I think, would like to see American citizens subject to military tribunals. There's a video on this, or embedded in this article. I will leave a link to the article in the description box. That way, if you wish to hear dickhead there, Lindsey Graham, you can. So, in the event that YouTube is censoring the video, you can watch the exchange on C-SPAN, and they have a link to that as well. But here are some of the questions Lindsey Graham asked Judge Kavanaugh. Now, let me get this out of the way right now. I'm not a supporter of Judge Kavanaugh. I don't support any of them in any way. Graham. So when somebody says post 9/11 that we'd been at war and it's called the war on terrorism, do you generally agree with that concept? You can't agree with a concept that's not real. You cannot declare war on tactics, and that's what terrorism is. It is a political tactic. But let's see what Kavanaugh said. I do, Senator, because Congress passed the authorization for use of military force, which is still in effect. That was passed, of course, on September 14th, 2001, 3 days later. Graham. Let's talk about the law and war. Is there a body of law called the law of armed conflict? Kavanaugh replies, there is such a body, Senator. Graham. For some reason my arrows aren't scrolling, damn it. Graham asks, a body of law that's called basic criminal law. Kavanaugh, yes, Senator. Graham, are these law, or are there differences between those two bodies of law? Kavanaugh, yes, Senator. Graham, From an American citizen's point of view, do your constitutional rights follow you? If you're in Paris, does the Fourth Amendment protect you as an American from your own government? And Kavanaugh replied, from your own government, yes. And Graham goes on to ask about Afghanistan. Is your constitutional rights protected there against your own government? And Kavanaugh's reply, if you're an American in Afghanistan, you have constitutional rights as against the U.S. government. And Graham asks, isn't there a long-settled law that goes back to the Eisenstrayer case? I can't remember the name of it. And that's Johnson versus Eisenstrayer. And Graham said, right, that American citizens who collaborate with the enemy are considered enemy combatants. Kavanaugh replies, they can be. They're often, sometimes criminally prosecuted, sometimes treated in the military. So he's trying to get Kavanaugh to say, yes, it's okay for you to be, as an American citizen, to be tried by a military tribunal. Now, as much as I hate Hillary Clinton and the rest of them, Clintons, all of them, and others, I don't think they should be tried by a military tribunal. I don't. I think they should skip the trial and just hang the motherfuckers. Don't you? Okay, so I'm gonna go one more of these Q&As here. Graham says, so if anybody doubts there's a long-standing history in this country that your constitutional rights follow you wherever you go, but you don't have a constitutional right to turn on your own government and collaborate with the enemy of the nation, you'll be treated differently. What's the name of the case, if you can recall, that reaffirmed the concept that you can hold one of your own as an enemy combatant if they were engaged in terrorist activities in Afghanistan? Are you familiar with this case? And that case is Hamdi versus Rumsfeld. But what if your government has already turned on you? I mean, it could be argued that the police killing over 1,000 citizens a year is the government turning on you, especially in cases where the people were non-criminal and compliant, which is a good portion of those shootings. So, how about, you already treating the American people and seeing the American people as enemy combatants? If we're already seen as enemy combatants, and it's well documented, wouldn't you say that they could do this already without us even launching any kind of attack? The idea of the military being able to try the citizens of this country is way, way off from what the Founding Fathers had in mind. And this country is no longer that country. This country is now a federal corporation, and as a result of it being a federal corporation, constitutional law no longer applies. The Uniform Commercial Code, Maritime Admiralty Law, Business Law, these are the laws that we live under now. If we lived under the Constitution, they would not be able to infringe on the Second Amendment for anybody. They wouldn't be able to set up checkpoints to do random searches of cars. They wouldn't be able to hold people in prison for drugs. So, Constitution doesn't exist anymore. And you could be tried by a military tribunal if you are even communicating with, say somebody from the Taliban. Say you're a YouTuber and you want to interview one of these people and you don't like the government. Well, they can use that against you and try you as an enemy combatant. Really, they can do whatever they want. Anyway, I thought I'd share this with you. Hope you all have a good day. Kill the state before the state kills you.